welcome to class. Today we are going to use the tower. Yay! Why? Because I wanted to and we can. Have fun today. Let's start with some rollbacks. You're going to add your bar to the purple springs. So take off the handles or the straps if that's what they have. You're going to add your purple springs to the top eyelets on the side into your bar. Taking your feet to the bar. Sit yourself nice and tall, soften your knees, put a little bit of weight onto the heels, and then begin lowering the bar down to where you are comfortable, then back up. When I say to where you are comfortable, I mean to where you can keep stability through the glutes, where you can stay sitting tall, and it doesn't feel like your shoulders have to round to push down. You want to keep height through the chest to lift and lower. Feeling how the arms connect to your back and how that work allows you to grow through the abdomen. 3 more. 2. And once more. Keeping tension onto the straps, like down towards the knees a little bit. Begin to round back only as far as your feet can stay on the poles. If your feet roll away like this, you come back up. You can go a little bit closer to start. Push through the heels, push through the toes, and engage the glutes to sit really tall. Find the connection through the arms and begin the movement by drawing the abdomen in, pushing through the heels to take you back. 1 vertebra at a time. Again, going as far as you can keep your feet on the poles. If you get all the way down, that's great. If not, that's okay. But if we get down, you get all the way down. You then tuck your chin. You stay on the poles to sit yourself back up. 1 vertebra at a time. Your knees can soften when you're up. Sit tall out of the sits bones and round forward without putting any weight on your hamstrings. Then you don't restack up. You're going to just round back from here, pushing through the feet, going all the way down, if you can, or to whatever distance you need to come back up, rounding up and over. Keep a little bit of tension through the bar to help you stay tall up and over. And 3 more times going back. All the way, stand through the feet. Arm connection. Lifting. If you'd like to sync your breath for this, you inhale about halfway back until your sacrum feels like it's flattened, then exhale the rest of the way. Inhale to lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And exhale the rest of the way. Once more. All the way down. And all the way up. Rounding back all the way down for the ground, keeping the feet against the poles. You will now pull the bar to the chest with wide elbows and then straight out. If when you pull the bar to your chest, you feel like your ribs flare up, don't do that. Keep your ribs pulling down, wide shoulders. Try and get the shoulder blades to take up more space on the mat when you pull in. And then keep them taking up space as you release. They take up space, the ribs pull in. Good. Inhale to pull towards you. Exhale to straighten the arms. Breath in. Breath out. Feel your lungs expand with your inhale. And then feel them pull together to push their air out. Again. Breathing into the side and the back of the rib cage. You're going anywhere from 8 to 12. Stand through the feet. Good. Reach long through the ear so that it feels like you're standing up on the ground. and picking someone up or something up towards you. And then straight arms down for the hips and towards the ceiling. Shoulders stay wide. You keep standing into the silver poles. Maybe engage the glutes a little bit more to see if that can help you stay stable through the spine, through the pelvis. Again, you're going anywhere from 8 to 12. Nice long neck. You could slightly pull the bar apart if you needed to find more engagement through the back of the armpit. Good, last one. And then rounding forward, all the way up to standing. So, to stand up, you can come off of it. You can grab onto the tower to help you step yourself up. If you need a little bit of assistance, you can always put the box right next to it. That way you have smaller steps up. So, once you're up, you grab the bar. And your arms are going to come under and on the outside. This will be right at the bottom of the sternum. You'll be in a Pilates V, heels together, toes apart, shoulders wide. Press out to straight arms. Pull back in. If when you press step, you got pulled back, you may be too far forward, so you can step back a little bit. If it feels really easy, you can step forward a little bit more. So in a small Pilates V, in a place where you feel like you are working through your back, you press, you pull in. So feel your abdomen work. You press, you pull in. Good. Be careful with your arms. The springs can pinch you. If that is really uncomfortable, you could go under it. There's this option as well. But this one, if you have long hair, you can catch your hair, so just make sure that it's out of the way. So, two options, over or under. One more time. Now you will be under for the next one. So, keeping the arms straight to lift up to eye level and back down. And again, we lift and lower. If it feels like it pulls you back, we've lost the connection through here. So, to find this connection, we push into the heels, we squeeze the glutes, like the glutes wrap around, draw the abs in, lightly lean in towards the wind. Press the straight arms like you're doing a plank. In your plank, you can imagine like you're on the reformer and you're doing a long stretch where you press away through the feet and the bar goes away from you, and then you pull back over the bar. And you push away from the bar and back over the bar. Good. 3 more times like this. Good. 2. And once more. Bending back in. Now the hands go on the inside, like a triangle. If this makes you nervous, you can always wrap the fingers around the bar. But you can have the bar being held by your palms in front of your forehead. Your thumbs can cover your eyebrows. If you are looking through the triangle, your hands have dropped. So keep your thumbs above your eyebrows. You will most likely have to step back for this one. I always do. Good. You'll be pressing straight up the arms and pulling back in. About 6 to 8 of them. Good. Inhaling as you press out. Exhaling as you pull in. I think we have 4 more. Staying tall, pushing through the feet. Last 2. And last 1. Cool. You can come on out of there. So, once we finish those, you can take off this bar. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Bar goes away. Add your straps to your purple springs. And then you are going to lower down your purple springs down to the eyelet right below this black knob that holds the push-through bar. Make sure you are on the same eyelet on both sides. Once those are on there, going onto our backs. First thing, your own arm length away from the poles. Make sure that you are at center on here. Grab your purple springs. And place your feet into the straps. So the hands are going to go up against the poles about your own hand width, up, maybe 6 inches or so. Thumbs, fellow fingers, push into the poles, push away into the poles. Okay, there we go. No, I'm begin. We'll begin with frogs. Now, we'll begin frogging away to straight legs. Once your legs are straight, stay into the sacrum and begin lifting as tall as you can while staying heavy on the sacrum and lowering down. You're in a Pilates feet. We're just lifting and lowering through center. Good. Keeping the heels connected at all times. Good. At the top, we will begin circles. They will stay within the width of the carriage or the tower or the bed, separating the width, pulling down together and up. We're going to keep the first 5 within the width of the carriage. And then after about 5 like that, you can make them bigger. So at the top, you can go out a little bit wider to where you're separating evenly from center line, pulling down evenly, back at center line and up. So it's the biggest circle that you can control apart, down and together, and up. Good. Few more circles like this. Last 2. One more. At the top, reverse the circles, the big circles first. Lowering down through the center with control. Separate evenly from center line into your big circles. Up, together, and down. Good. Again, to lower the legs down, the legs pull into each other, feel the inner thighs, feel your hamstrings, use your glutes to pull down more, separate, control up. 3 more like this. Stand into the hands as if you were doing a handstand so that you feel your upper back muscles work. Once more. And then making the circle smaller within the width of the carriage or the bed, whatever you'd like to call it. Sometimes the smaller circles are actually harder than the bigger ones. If you happen to notice that, good job. Last circle. Then pull the legs in slowly to where it's comfortable for you to go into a butterfly stretch. Grab onto the straps
And then you can just very slowly shift your weight from one hip to another. Just kind of letting your low back move a little bit. Good. And you can place your hands on the outside of your thighs to give them a little bit of support. Keep your shoulders wide. Right leg out to the side. Point and flex that foot. Pull that leg back in. Other leg out to the side. Point and flex that foot. Good. Hold that leg in. Now you're going to take both legs straight for the ceiling. Keep them parallel. Bend the knees a little bit. This time the arms will reach down for the mat. By the hips. Press the palms down. Open the shoulders. Lower the legs down for the mat as far as you can control with that soft knee. And then control back up, keeping the sacrum heavy. And again, lowering down. And lifting back up, feet stay parallel. You have 6 more. Pay attention to what the legs have to do to accomplish the movement down and to accomplish the movement up. And then imagine just the right leg doing the movement down, even though they're both going. Continue focusing on that right leg as you come up. And then focus on the left leg, lowering down. What has to work on that leg to lower? And then keep focus on that left leg as you have to come up. Then we do scissors, where the right leg lowers, the left one tries to pull up more. And then they scissor to switch. And switch. Trying to keep the hips even the entire time as this happens. So if you notice that your shoulders have weight that's shifting from one to the other, your hips are probably shifting. So keep them anchored down. You need to take your thumbs under you a little bit and keep the weight even on them at all times. Even as the leg goes up, you try and keep weight on that hip. Good. A few more on each leg. Two more sets. Also, if you notice that your hip shifts to the side, squeeze your glute more. Both legs meet at the top for baby steps. Gliding down halfway down to the next foot for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last set. I lost count. I stopped counting. Sorry. Once you get up to the top, pull back in for your butterfly stretch or whatever stretch you need to do right now for yourself. Okay. We'll continue on to frogs, heels together, toes apart, hands firmly pressing down. Inhaling to press out to straight legs. Exhaling to pull back in. Breathing into the side and the back of the ribs as you press out. Full exhale back in. Good. Pressing away. Pull back in. 4 more times, reaching out, legs connect. 3, 2, and last one. Hold out here. Stay at the height as the legs go out. And you stay at that height to pull the legs back together. And again, the legs go apart, your toes are out, you are externally rotated through the leg. And pull back in. 4 more. And 3, 2, Last one. Hold the straps in. You're going to take off the straps. There's a fancy way of doing it, but we won't do it right now. Then once you take off the straps, keep the left one. It's going to go onto the right foot. Left spring into the right foot. Again, your own arm length away. Press away like you're doing a handstand. Other leg is straight. Foot flex, toes to the ceiling. Hold the pinky toes towards you, especially if you know that you like to reach out through the outside edge of the foot. Right leg will straighten and we'll begin lowering down through center and controlling back up. And lower. And lift. And if you happen to have a safety clip or a hair tied on your strap, you can put that close towards your foot and it'll help you during single strap work to lower and lift. Forgot to mention that earlier. Good. Now you can focus on the leg that's down. Put some weight on that heel. Squeeze that glute and only move the right leg as much as your left leg stays active. A couple more times on this leg. You want to go anywhere from 8 to 12, maybe 16. At the top, keep the left leg active. Go to one side across the body and then out to the other side. And again, across to one side like a windshield wiper and over to the other side. When you go across the body, keep the hips anchored down. You could always take the hands to the hips if needed. Squeeze the inner thighs to help you get across more. When you go out to the side here, you want to engage on the outside of the hip to help you come out without falling into the stretch. And when you go over, you want to avoid just rolling the hip over. So the hips are nice and anchored. We engage the outside of the glute to get the leg out. We bring the leg across, use the inner thigh to pull more. Outside of the glute, hips, inner thigh to go across. And then we keep that in mind. And on the next one, you can start going down across the body, out and back up to make a really nice big circle. Again, the hands can be on the hips, or you can stay pressing against the poles. If you forgot about your bottom leg, just remind it to work. One more circle. Once it's at the top at its highest point, reverse. When you go across the body, careful, the spring's gonna wanna pull you. Use your control to bring it up and over. Good. Let the spring help you stretch and help you work. Standing into the strap so that you feel the work through the entire leg. Two more times. At the top, we're going to pull the legs together. They're going to lower and lift. The heel squeeze as you lower and lift. You're doing 5. Good. 2 more. Once more. And then the left ankle is going to cross over the right one and the legs will lower and lift for 5 more. Squeeze the inner thighs into each other. At the top, you will circle in one direction 3 times. Just kind of seeing how your body likes to move. This one tends to feel really nice. Enjoy it. And then at the top, reverse the circles for 3, 2, and once more. And then you can pull the legs in to take off that spring and repeat that on the other side. So, other side, strap goes on there, hair tie can pull down or safety clip. Or right leg can straighten, foot is flexed, engaged, connected. Left leg will be up, hands can be on the hips or on the poles. I'm going to start with them on the hips just to make sure that they're even. And then the left foot will start lowering and lifting. Keeping the hips engaged, keeping the body active. Good. So again, anywhere from 8 to 12. There's always the option for 16. Good. Once you reach your number, at the top the hips stay anchored down, and you will begin going from side to side. If this side feels like your weaker side, you can always add a few more. If this side feels like your stronger side, you can just do the same number that you did on the other side. And just pay attention to what each side needs whenever you're doing these. On the next one, you will begin circling across the body, down towards the ankle, and out to the side. You are still focused on how when you go across the body, your inner thighs help you do that. The back of the legs help you lower, the outside of the leg helps you pull out, and then across. Good. So everything you learned on the other side, you take on this side as well. Circling around. Once you are even on this side, you will reverse at the top on your highest point. Keeping the right leg active as the left one is circling. Once you finish your circles, the leg will stay up. The other one will join the heels together to lower down through center for 5, 4, 3, 2, and once more. Ankles will cross, legs will lower and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and once more. At the top, circle in one direction 3 times. Ooh, this one's a little bit harder for me to control. You pay attention to what happens to your body. And for me to control, I gotta engage my left glute more after 3 reverse. Good job. Last one. To end, you are going to add the wrist spring to the top eyelet and to the bar. Sit with the feet up against the poles, grabbing onto your bar. Soft knees, push the bar up, draw the abdomen in. Let the shoulder blades move up and down the back a few times here. Good. And then keeping the shoulder blades wide, round yourself through the spine, push down through the abdomen and through. Round back, let it lift you up. Creating space between the ribs and the hips. You round, straight arms, push through. Once you're tall out of the sits bones, stay tall out of them and round forward with your upper back. Lifting up. About 6 to 12 times. When you feel good at the top, you will stop and the right hand will reach for the opposite pole, thumb down, pinky up, pushing the top arm straight and up and away, standing onto both silver poles, hips anchor, right hip down, breath in, the exhale rotates you. Again, breathe in, exhale rotates you, and again breathe in. Try and get more movement. Once more. Switching sides. Right arm up, left one away. Again, you want to anchor down the hip, the left hip, as you push through the right arm. And rotating. Breathing into the side and the back of the ribs. And with each exhale, rotate a little bit more. And then pulling out of there, both legs will straddle the mat where they just hang down. You can touch the ground, push into the feet a little bit enough that you feel your glutes engage and prop you up. Lift up tall, draw the abs in, shoulder blades glide back up and down. Round yourself, straight arms, push down, push through, stay standing into the feet. Round up. If your elbow's bent, that's okay, I guess. Mine did. This time, the right hand reaches down low on the bar, and you twist. And it's like you're pulling the arms apart. Good. Then we go to the other side. Hand comes up. Reach for the other side, thumb up. Twist and pull apart. Coming out of there. You can unhook your spring. Let it be down. Bring your bar down. Okay. Grab onto your foam roller. This way. Feet firmly pressing down, knees press in. Right at the bottom of the shoulder blades is where you want the top of the foam roller to be. When you're rounding back, you're only going to go as far back as you can keep weight on your feet, including the toes. And then you'll come forward. When you go back, the crown of the head, the elbows, and the ears reach for the back wall. When we come up, they reach for the ceiling until you feel your abs engage. At all times, you're trying to lengthen your spine a little bit longer. So no matter which direction you're going to, just try and keep a little bit more space each time. Make sense? Yeah. Cool. Then lift your hips up a little bit to lower down for the heel so that the roller goes up a little. And same thing, going back and forth. And then one more time, look for another spot a little bit higher by rolling the hips down for the heels. But this time,
pull your elbows closer to you so that when you go back, it feels like you're gonna do a headstand on the back wall and then back up to the ceiling. That may help you get a little bit more stretch, a bit closer to the neck. So you can lift the hips and go back and forth a few times just to see how your back is doing. Good. And then lower down. Let's have you flip to the side and do a side kick series. Your hand underneath your head, nice long neck. We're gonna keep your legs straight and do the straight leg kick series. So what happens is the top leg goes up to hip height. And then just turn out and turn in a few times, enough to notice the muscles that work deep in the glute. When you feel them, keep them in mind and try and keep them active. The foot will go neutral. You'll kick forward as far as the upper body can stay in place. And you'll kick back as far as the upper body can stay in place. So if you kick forward and you move, that was too much. Or if you kick forward and you rounded forward, that was too much. We just stay in place. Turn out, point the foot, and lift, and flex to lower. And point to lift, and flex to lower again. Now at the bottom, stay flexed to lift, and point to lower. Flex, lift, point, lower. One more. Point, lower. Get lift to about hip height. To circle for 6 to 8. And then reversing. And then lower. The leg will be in front of the other one. Bottom one lines up with the rest of the body a little bit more. From the inner thigh you lift and lower and lift and lower. Good. Hold up and then little tiny circles for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay, other side. You can lift up the top leg. Internally and externally rotate the top leg. Yep, till you notice those muscles in your butt. Then the leg stays neutral. To kick forward as far as the body stays the same. And to kick back as far as the body stays the same. Good. Good. Hips stay stacked. This is really difficult. Then the legs are going to match up. You turn out. You point. Lift as high as you can, keep waist, lengthen the waist, then flex to lower. Point. Lift. Flex. Lower. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Then you stay flexed to lift, pointed to lower. Flex to lift, point, lower. I think maybe 1 more. Leg will become neutral to circle. Then you reverse the circles. Relax the foot a little bit more. So that you feel it here, not here. Leg goes in front. You can always grab it if you need to, or it can just stay there. Bottom leg lines up with the rest of the body. From the inner thigh,
we lift, we lower, we lift, we lower. Good. And then you keep it up, and then you circle it around carefully, like a Ferris wheel. And then reverse. And then the leg can lower. About time, right? Then you're done with those. You are all done for today. Clean up your equipment and we'll see you next time.